Hello, Sagittarius. Thank you for tuning into your general read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Modern Spellcasters Tarot by Melanie Marquis, illustrated by Scott Murphy. For the supportive oracle cards, I'm using the Angel Answers Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. Excuse me. I already shuffled. I feel like there's something. Let's see what we're doing here. Is this you? This is you. Alright, so I feel like there's something going on here. Is this you? Is you? Something a little different with this reading, I have to say, because it's coming out weird. I feel like there's some things going on around you, and I feel like it's pulling in and out. And this is just how up here, how you're dealing with it. Alright, so going into the situation, you've got the Hierophant here, which you're kind of accepting the situation. There's sometimes things are good, sometimes things aren't. But I feel like this is the overall feeling of the situation. It's kind of like this, whatever it is, this is kind of normal to you. Like, there's things that you like about it and things that you don't. For some of you, this is family. There's just some things you really like here, some things you really don't, but it's family. It's just is what it is. Definitely, some of you can have this work connection. And there's other ways this could definitely resonate with you, especially with a general read. It feels like kind of like a family atmosphere. Just kind of like people are who people are, and there's no changing it. There's people who are in the family, and that's just how it is. You like some things that go on, you don't like other things that go on, but it has a life of its own. You don't have control over that. Now, I'm getting there's a lot of things swirling around you, and I don't feel like you're realizing what's going on. So there's all these face down cards. Now, around you, whatever's happening, whatever's coming forward, people are trying to get along. I feel like there's a lot of butt kissing going on, to be honest with you. People just being really nice to people, just trying to get along, butt kissing. Like, I really don't feel like people agree, but they're just putting forward that they do because they just want to get along. They don't want to argue, they don't want to have problems. I feel like people are just trying to have some patience with the situation. People are just trying to get over things. Very much peaceful resolution, trying to make a peaceful resolution. And I feel like things are trying to be conducive. People are I feel like the Ten of Pentacles, like, whatever's going on here, the reason people are just kind of like, even though they don't agree, they're putting forth that they do, it's kind of like butt kissing. That's the only thing I can think of to say. The reason they're doing that is because they're feeling like the situation isn't going to change. Why have adversity? Why put forth their contrary opinion when it's just going to be more of a problem? Because the other person's not going to change, they're not going to change, why bother? So they're just agreeing just to get along. They don't really feel that way, but they're agreeing just because they don't want to argue. All right, so, but I'm seeing you're seeing this from the outside, and you're just watching how people are treating each other. And to you, it feels weird. Like, you're not comfortable with it. You're just kind of like, this doesn't make sense. Things don't make sense, but you're like, sometimes certain people just don't make sense, and you're just whatever. I just feel like but there's people you hear that you like, and some of those people are doing things that you're just like, I don't know why you're doing that. I don't get it, but that's fine. You're just looking at it kind of like a question mark with a kind of like, whatever. Again, you're just looking at the situation like it is what it is. You like some things, you don't like some things, but it seems like things are working for the most part, so why cause an issue about it? This is all this is happening behind the scenes. You're just seeing the outward effects, where I feel like you're looking at people and like, that's not really how you feel. I don't know why you're saying that. But the reason is they're just trying to get over the situation. They're just trying, because they don't feel it changing. They just want a peaceful resolution. So they're just like, they just want to get along. It's just not worth it to them to really put out a contrary opinion. For some of you, I feel like you're looking in on this like it's a misogynistic, like it's really like a negative opinion they're agreeing with, and you're just like, why are you going along with that? Like, but again, on the inside here, they just don't want to argue. They just don't feel like it's going to matter. It's just not worth the argument with the person they're dealing with. It's really conflicting in a sense. But you're looking at it like, you know what? Sometimes things are good, sometimes they're not. It's not, like, you're just stepping out of it as well. You're just like, I'm not going to get in there and be like, you're full of baloney. That's not how you feel. You're not going to get in there and do that. You're just like, there's no reason to. Now, the situation goes forward. Because I feel like you're watching this. You're seeing somebody be false. Somebody I feel like you like. But they're being false. And you don't really care for it, but you're like, you know what? They do what they do. The situation, things are fine. Everybody is getting along. I just feel like people are just choking down their own views a bit much here. And I feel like people are not really happy. I feel like people are kind of unhappy with the situation, even though on the outside it seems very good. People are overcoming, like they're getting through situations. Everybody seems to be going well. Everything seems to be going well. Everybody seems to be doing fine on the outside, but on the inside, the people that are choking down how they really feel, they're not happy. Especially the other side. The other side is really unhappy because I feel like they're constantly choking down their feelings. The person who's doing this, who's just kind of going along with the situation because they just want to get along, they want a peaceful resolution, they're becoming very unhappy. Very, very unhappy. And it's just it's starting to erode on them. Now, I feel like you're seeing that they're unhappy. You seem to know it. But there's nothing for you to really do about it. But this is coming to you in the perfect time because you're starting to see where you're seeing that this isn't going to last. There's no way it can. And you're seeing that for what it is. But you're at the Two of Swords, like, there's nothing I can do about it. But the perfect timing is, like, you're getting the heads up because you're seeing this other person become very unhappy, and you're just like, this isn't going to last. It may be good now. Everybody might be getting along right now. But you're like, this isn't going to last. This is not going to last. There's nothing I can do about it. And you're like, I'm not going to touch a match to that gas. Nope. It's not going to be me. No. I mean, there's no reason for me to do that. And if I touch the match to the gas, I'm going to get blown up in my face. And I don't want that. That's okay. Now, the perfect timing is just saying you're seeing this at the right time to know what's going on. To know that things are not as cool as they seem on the outside. Good? Good. Now, there's more face down cards here. And I feel like we're going to go here first. No. Here? Yes. What's going on with this other person? No. The person they're butt kissing? The person they're butt kissing. I hope that makes sense. They're kind of stuck. They're very happy about how things are going, but they're also kind of stuck. What does that mean? They're very happy that this person is just kind of treating them the way they are, but they're not really changing any at all. They're just, the Hanged Man with the Sun card, they just pretty much, they'd like it to stay where it is. They'd like it to stay where it is. These are two cards very odd to have together, because usually, see, I'm getting, the Hanged Man is saying this somebody, the person they're butt kissing, because it's the butt kissed, this person getting their butt kissed. How's that? Oy. They refuse to see it for what it is. And they're just living it up. The Hanged Man is telling me this isn't going to last, and they know that. They do. But they feel like they're not going to challenge it because they're liking it. They're liking it. The Sun card is saying they're liking it. They know it's not going to last, but they don't want to challenge it because they don't want it to change. But the Hangman is telling me they're well aware that it's not a permanent situation. It's not going to stay like this forever. Okay. So what's this face down card? It's still continuing the same way. And this other person is very unhappy still, but persisting and continuing to keep up the same, just getting along, just going along with these views that they do not believe in. And I feel like you're kind of like, I just feel like you're looking at this like I should have said something in the beginning. I should have just called it out for what it was, and it wouldn't be where it is right now. But I feel like you're also looking at it like it's so far, like if you start getting in there causing some uproar about it, like you're going to be figured as the troublemaker. Like it's going to come all at you like it's your fault, like you're starting trouble. So you're kind of in this spot, like there's nothing you can really do still. But you're kind of looking back with regret, like I should have just called this out for what it was when I saw it happening. And I feel like this continues on for the next few weeks. This person is really unhappy, but they seem to be kind of like, they're just continuing on the same path. They're very unhappy going along. They're just, it's not good for them. The situation isn't good for this person. And I feel like you're watching it. You're just like, I don't feel like you're happy with it. But you're loyal to your friend, and you realize that they have to make their own decisions. But that's part of the reason you're upset, is because you're also loyal to your friend, and you don't want to see them in this state, but you can't force them to change, and you don't want to touch the match to the gas. You don't want to do that because you know it's going to ignite, it's going to boom, it's going to be bad. And you don't want, they're already happy as it is, but you also see it like they have to make their own decision at this point. Definitely. So what's the point of this reading? I feel like if you're in this, hopefully in the beginning, I feel like the whole point is not to stand idly by is what they're giving me. When you see the bull coming out, when you see that ridiculousness, you might want to say something then. You're just going to regret it later that you didn't. I feel it's interesting because this person means something to you. That's why if they didn't mean something to you, this wouldn't bother you in the future. Like you'd be like, well, it's their life. They have to do what they got to do. And you'd kind of move on. But I feel like because this person means what they do to you, that's why it's hard in the future. And you're going to regret not saying something when you first see it happening. Because it's gonna go on for weeks. And in this reading, in this general reading, I don't see it ending. Like I don't see it. I'm assuming at some point it will. I'm personally like feeling this energy go forward, and this person is just, it's kind of an abusive situation because it's degrading them, and they're just not feeling like they have a voice. And I feel like the farther they go on, the less they feel like they have a voice. And it's very damaging for this person. This is a bad situation all around. And the whole thing is, especially as a Sagittarian, I'm not a Sagittarian, but reading for a Sagittarian, I should say, or whoever you are, and this is resonating with you, if you have it, moon, rising, whatever, if you just randomly clicked it, this is hitting in for you. The point is you're watching somebody you care about degrade themselves just in the spirit of getting along, but it is just hurting them. It's eroding them. And I just feel like the longer you watch this, the harder it is for you. And if you see this in the beginning, hopefully this reading comes to you at the right time to just step in there and be like, you're full of crap. And just might as well start the firestorm then, because you're going to feel a lot worse about it later. I feel like you're not going to want to. If this situation really hits, you're really not going to want to do that, but you're going to be happier in the long run if you do, if that makes sense. Good? Good. We done? All right. I'm going to wrap that up there. Thank you for watching. Of course, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com, james4astral@gmail.com. Thank you.